That snaps for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff, but
Angel Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
Brandon,
Yeah,
you want one quick question?
we can't ask Rashad questions.
Hey, Rashad.
Switch it up to the I guess the I don't know darkest scene, whatever you want to call it, man. I'll pull up the little screenshot of it. Oh, what he say about Ferg? Oh, he just put a heart for Ferg. All right, cool. It's crazy. He like screenshot at a Google thing. But yeah. Um, so if you guys didn't know, with Kanye, he dropped a new song. It's called Cousin, and it's talking about his cousin who he and him had an inappropriate relationship with each other, his male cousin, when they were both kids. And Kanye said it came from going through his father's stuff and going through his father's magazines when his cousin was 6 years old. And then so they were 6 years old, right? Or his cousin was 6 years old. And they went through the Playboy magazines and stuff like that, and they reenacted it. And he said, so long story short, I was doing things of suggestive nature with my cousin until I was 14 years old. And this definitely hit because I think more so than, I know a lot of people like, oh, the shock factor of it. But I think the larger message here is gay, not bisexual, whatever the case might be. The biggest message here is children are such delicate creatures, bro. Babies, like, they absorb everything. They are, what I'm saying, sponges. They are products of their environment. So it's like, we have to be so careful with children. Like, the older I've gotten, especially like, I think the first time I realized this was probably in college, of just like how much my childhood shaped me to become like the grown up person I ended up becoming and things of that sort. And I know, like, people say, oh, you guys are gonna make excuses when you were a kid, like, grow up, like, you can't just keep blaming your childhood. But no, like, that stuff shapes really who you are. It's like the base level of who you are for the rest of your life. A lot of that stuff is, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's tough, bro. Like, I'm saying because I dealt with that, like, kind of firsthand. Now I ain't do that what Ye was saying and stuff like that, but I would say, you know what I mean, like, I was the oldest and things of that sort at the time. And being the oldest, it's like, it's, they ain't know, you know what I'm saying? Parents don't know like exactly everything what to do, you know what I'm saying? So some stuff might slip through the cracks. So it's like, you might watch what you usually watch, movies and stuff like that, TV shows, and then when times happen or whatever, you're told to, you know, we watched Ali. Ali came out 2002. I'm probably like 7, and yeah, Ali had a couple of them crazy scenes, and I had to, put your head down. Fucking did a, and of course, as a 7-year-old, whatever, when someone tell you don't look, you want to peep, you know what I'm saying, and things like that. And I don't know. So I definitely get where Ye is coming from and how those moments as a child followed me throughout my teen years, young adult years, everything like that. Like Phil Kofer was talking about his struggles and stuff like that, of how Phil Kofer never had a problem with, how he never had an issue with drugs, with weed, cigarettes, never had an issue with vaping, never had an issue with drinking alcohol or anything else. But like when it came to like women and lust and things of that sort, like he say like that's been a stumbling block for him. And I feel him on that for sure. And it definitely, I think it all kind of stems from those childhood moments of things that you weren't, you know what I'm saying, supposed to look at or whatever in case might be. And so I say all this to say, I think the biggest lesson here goes beyond Ye just saying something that shocks people, that gets people talking more than the Pope dying today, right? I think the main thing here is you have to watch children all the time. How you act with children, how you raising children. Like a lot of people get on the parent over here. I'm over in New Orleans in the Bayou, and we have Reese over here. And Reese, for those of y'all don't know, is the little kid. He gets little big plates, large portion size meals, eats like a grown man, and baby, we're gonna have rice and a salad to keep it healthy. But it's not really that healthy. Like it's like sweets and stuff like that. And so the comment section gets on her so much, and it can come across as hate and things of that sort. But truthfully, people are genuinely just looking out for the young man, because it's like, if that might be there, I have no clue. I do not know that people. I don't know them people. I don't know the family, anything like that. But say hypothetically that was the oldest one. That's your first time being a parent. They don't know no better, bro. Like they're figuring out how to be a parent on the fly. So it's like when you get these online messages and comments, it's not always just people hating. Like people just looking out for the kid, because it's very tough to be an overweight kid. You know what I'm saying? Like kids are mean, bro. When it comes to roasting, like kids were extremely mean to me and stuff like that. But I was never fat. You know what I'm saying? Like I was never this or that. Like that a lot of other kids had to go through and deal with and stuff. Like I grew to be, you know what I'm saying, kind of tall to the average person and things of that sort. Like I'm not tall basketball tall, like NBA tall, nothing like that, professional athlete tall, but to the average person, students and stuff like that, I kind of grew to be a decent size. So I didn't have to deal with short jokes. I ain't had to deal with fat jokes. I ain't had to deal with these jokes, these are all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? But it's like people still said mean stuff to me, bro. And I had to deal with it. And I can only imagine how it is for fat people, because not only kids make fun of fat people, but the world makes fun of fat people. And the world hates fat people. The world is fatophobic, just like how the world and American society and modern society, Western civilization hates women. The world hates fat people, bro. To be honest. So it's like when fat people do this, like, oh, girl, be proud of your body, this and that, and parade like um obeseness and stuff like that, it's not because it's like celebrating being out of shape and being unhealthy lifestyles. A lot of it is just like literally everybody else hates those people. They make it like terrible for them to live. They make them feel terrible for who they are. They make them feel bad for existing. It's kind of like members of the LGBTQ community, right? It's like when they do the gay pride and the parades and stuff like that and all that. And yes, queen, like, oh yeah, I'm so proud of you coming out and everything like that. Like it's not necessarily just celebrating being gay and pushing gay culture. It's literally facing threats, bullying, and being punched and physically assaulted, all of those things your entire life, because you like people of the same gender as you. You know what I'm saying? Uh and so it's like if the whole world hates you and all you receive is hate, 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 patronizing looks, terrible stares, like judgmental looks in church, and no one really fully truly accepted you in that community, they celebrate it because it's like nobody else gonna celebrate us, bro. So we literally have to come together because nobody else likes us, nobody else rocks with us. And yeah, man. So that's what it is. I don't know how I got to talking about fat people. Oh yeah, I was talking about Reese. I was talking about kids. Yeah, yeah. So you want to raise your kids like very, very delicately and make sure you're raising them. There's no right way to do it. But it's like when people say stuff like that to Reese, like, watch how he eats. Watch it. They're literally looking out for him for the rest of his life. You know what I'm saying? Because if he develops these habits now, like it's gonna be very difficult to try to reverse that as a grown man, as a teenager, even. You know what I'm saying? And so this Jay situation is just another extension of that. Like this kid was exposed to explicit magazine material at a very young age. And so that turned into him and his cousin acting on inappropriate acts their entire childhood. Those acts, their entire childhood, led to a man who grew up to be an addict to such material that he snuck off and found with his cousin like 6 7 years old as children and things of that sort. It's followed him his entire life to the point where his last wife, Bianca, is going out to the Grammys see through, wearing nothing. This is all a domino effect, you know what I mean? So 40 years down the line, he's acting like that. So I say all of this to say children's childhoods matter so much. Children's minds are so delicate. Please treat them as you would treat like the most, I don't know, precious thing in the world, because it is the most sensitive thing in the world. Like, it even gets down to like with DDG and Halo. I think DDG's an amazing father. We don't know these people as well. But at the same time, when people in the comments say, I don't like when parents cuss around their children, that's a real thing. Because now if the kid grows up and they're spending a whole decade, their whole 20s being like, I really want to stop cussing this year. I really want to stop cussing this year. Look back at like, they grew up around just a bunch of adults just cussing around them all the time. That's all they know. Like, it was implanted in them. You aren't even giving the kid a chance to not cuss, to be a kid who don't cuss, because all you do is cuss around them. Me personally, it was easy, I feel like, for me not to cuss or whatever. I think after high school, things of that sort, it was easy for me to like not cuss and kind of like speak cleanly, because like my mom doesn't cuss that much around me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I was just a product of that environment. Like, anybody who cuss around her or something like that, if you come in my mom's house cussing, boy, man, she treats you like one of Satan's helpers. You know what I'm saying? Like, she don't play that. She'll roll up the windows in the house and get these evil spirits out. Like, my mom do not play, bro. But it's like her being like that, it made it easier for me to like just kind of walk the straight and narrow for the most part. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't perfect by any stretch of the imagination. I definitely have my vices and things of that sort. But I think the way that I've been able to stay a certain way is just because of my upbringing. And that stuff, it matters so much. It might seem like little things, because it's like, oh, why are you being so anal with the kid? Like, let them run around the store. Let them do this. Let them do that. But you let a kid do what they want to do, and they grow up and they end up doing some heinous stuff. It's like, because like Coach said, I think it was Coach Jason Brown, who has a podcast, who came from the independent school, Last Chance U and stuff like that, where he was talking about Kyron Lacey. And he said that's like a result of, the transfer portal and NIL and like coddling kids and looking over like bad grades or this and that, because they can play football. And he say we enable these kids to do whatever they want and spoil them. So when they don't have their way in the real world, they can't handle it because they're not mentally prepared for it, because we've been coddling them their entire lives. I say all this to say the same thing, bro. Like, please watch how you raise your children. Please watch what's around your children. You can't monitor everything, especially, I have to repeat this 5 times, especially in the age of the internet, where everything is of access to them within 2 clicks. I didn't grow up in a time of that. Like, to get on the internet when I was a kid, you had to like, first of all, we didn't have a computer until I was like in 4th grade. But second of all, like, to get on the internet, you had to like start up the computer, everything like that. Log on. To log on, it took like 15 minutes, bro, to load up the computer and to get on AOL or whatever the case, the homepage. And then when you get on, it's no more phone. So your mom's not going to want you, your parent ain't going to want you to be on there that long, for the sole purpose of, what if somebody called a house phone and you know what I'm saying? Like, it was such a big thing. And the time spent on it was so much smaller. The windows were smaller than what it is now, to where a kid is given an iPad, a cell phone. Like my nephew, every time he come around, bro, all he want to do is get on my phone, ask if I got games, download some games, and play Roblox on my phone. Like, that's all he wants to do. and then he sings like the TikTok songs and like they're not even singing like Disney Channel songs. Like there's no like children's stuff, bro. Like he's singing. I know the last time, or one of the last times, like in Thanksgiving, he was singing to me KSI song, like the and no, he's like, do you think this song is trash or fire? Like you know what I'm saying? He was singing that like us, and I've been nasty girl. You know what I'm saying? Like those are like songs for adults, and my nephew's like 8. You know what I'm saying? These are just the things that I like. We really have to be careful in an era like this where you have not much children's stuff except for Roblox, right? It's like Roblox and that's it. Like kids watch Kai Cenat, Aiden Ross, Black Boy, they watch the streamers. The streamers, the way they talk, it's not censored. Like Disney Channel, you can't speak the way that Kai Cenat speaks. Disney Channel, you can't speak the way that Duke Dennis speaks. Disney Channel, Nickelodeon, you can't speak the way that Agent Zero, Black Boy Max, Lacey, Ron, the Phase Boys, like you can't speak that way. You know what I'm saying? On those shows. Cartoon Network, you can't speak that way. Like you had to stay up late for Adult Swim. And even on Adult Swim, a lot of that stuff was bleeped out. Bleep, 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 bleep. The stuff that they say on those streams. And because they're just speaking like regular adults, because that's what they are, regular adults. But it's not, the internet isn't really a place for kids for real. Even YouTube Kids, like YouTube Kids might be its own thing, but what happens when a kid is able to swipe up off of YouTube Kids, go through your other apps, and then click on another app or Safari and just go to surf? You know what I'm saying? Like the internet isn't a place for kids, bro. So especially in a time like now, please watch over your kids. Please be overprotective. Please be strict. Please be all the things, bro, to make sure that your child from ages 0 to especially like 14, 15, because the kid eventually has to get like social skills and stuff like that. So they need that in high school. But leading up to that point, the formative brain years of a child and stuff like that, please make sure to just watch them, bro, because it could save so much time and problems. You don't want the kid to have a meth issue or where you hear about girls so many times, like people make fun of the girl in high school that was like sleeping around, and it turns out like the girl was just doing that because like she never felt pretty and she never told she was pretty when she was 8 by her mom or her dad. You know what I'm saying? It's stuff like that, bro. Like every little thing you do matters, even if you think it's a little thing that doesn't matter. Like not hugging your dad, like that's the thing that sticks with the kid for, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, remember that with children. Be delicate with children, care for children. They are the future. And yeah, man. My name is Rashad Milligan. As always, I hope you take care of yourselves. This was still an hour on a hotspot. I don't know how much hotspot I'm gonna have after this. I did this with no internet. I don't know what that's going to mean for uploading these individual videos and segments, but please have a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, a great night, all of the things. If nobody else told you, I care about you. Until next time, please take care of yourself.
That's for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff, but.
Angel Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
We can't ask Rashad a question.
Hey, Rashad.